Well, you never know what you might find at a very unique toy show happening next weekend in Metro Detroit. We're talking 4 toy shows in one at the Michigan Historical Collectables Show. And joining us is the man really putting on this event. We're talking about Rick Berry, who also owns, by the way, the Michigan Toy Soldier and Figure Company. That's out in Royal Oak. If you pass by, you'll see it out there. But this show is happening in Madison Heights next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Rick, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, do you have the coolest job in the world or what? Because you basically are the toy guy, right?
I'm the toy guy, and it's a cool job. I get to play with toys all day long.
That sounds
I don't know
like
what
a
else.
deal.
What more you can ask for?
Well, we're just glad we can be a part of it, even if just for a few minutes. But everyone can be a part of it next weekend. Let's start with what you have over here. We're talking about toy soldiers.
Yeah, I brought a smattering of the collectible old toy soldiers that you might find at a typical show like this. Most of these date back from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. There's some plastic ones that were sold in the 60s primarily up through the 70s. I brought some old lead toy soldiers, which is not a good word to use nowadays in toys.
Well, yeah, you don't want to talk about lead, but some of those older toys were, of course, made out of lead.
Yeah, they were. And nowadays they're collectible. They're meant to be put on a shelf and displayed, not played with. And I also brought the classic Green Army men that most people probably associate with toy soldiers.
And everyone remembers having one of those. Now, of course, the kids who are a little bit younger will say, "Oh, I know the G.I. Joe," but this is like this is what started all of that.
This is what started all that. And if you look over here, I brought a General Custer, a 12-inch General Custer.
Very cool.
That's the G.I. Joe scale or size. And there'll also be a lot of original G.I. Joes at this show. There's a couple dealers that come from out of town with those.
And Custer has a Michigan connection too, doesn't he?
He's from
Monroe, Michigan. Our Monroe viewers out there, you know very well the statue out in Monroe. This is the actual toy soldier. A little bit more about what you have here.
I also brought some original militaria because a portion of our show has dealers from around the country that sell original militaria.
And you call it militaria.
It's called militaria. It's from the civil. This stuff here happens to be from the American Civil War, and it's all original. Wow. And but you'll also find medals and patches and uniforms from World War I, World War II. It's quite a big hobby.
So you basically, these are collectibles, and we call them toys, but as you say, these are display items.
Yeah,
display items.
Yeah, that's an original belt buckle from a Union soldier during the Civil War.
Wow, it's amazing. You actually hold a piece of history with this stuff as well, right? And then you have
140 years old.
And you got this
would
case,
be the cartridge box that he wore on his uniform.
No, it's not a man purse, my friends.
No, it held the cartridges for his musket.
This is a cartridge, right? Yeah. Cartridge back there. Okay. And what else you got over here? That's kind of a cool scene you got going on.
This is a diorama that a local guy made for the movie The Last of the Mohicans.
Okay.
So it features the woodland Indians, the Mohawks, fighting against the British. And this is all handmade from a local Michigan modeler.
Well, it's funny, Rick, because you go through like the history. You showed us the toy soldiers, the little green soldiers. And then you go to this side over here. These don't look very old at all. That's all new stuff.
No,
right?
That's all new stuff, and that's what toy soldiers are more like today for children. These are they're 6-inch figures. They make a wide variety of cowboys, Indians, knights, dragons, fantasy figures. And this is what the younger kids are playing with nowadays.
Well, let's just do a little comparison here, because this is kind of funny if you kind of look at this. Look at how things have changed. You go from the little green army, which, by the way, I kind of like the simple one. I like the old school stuff.
Old school's good.
Right? And you probably like that, too.
I'm an old school guy.
Before we go, we want to show you this over here.
This is a unique item. This is a World War I British infantryman's tunic and web gear. Wow. And it's very rare because after the war, these guys wore these things home and
never returned them.
Never returned them.
Right.
And over the years, they get thrown away. So stuff like this is highly collectible. And if anybody has anything like this in their attics,
you'd like to hear from them.
They should bring it down to the show. There's lots of guys there that'll appraise it and even buy it if they want to sell it.
Well, you know what? That's really good to hear, actually. Rick Berry, tell us a little bit, when is this happening? It's next weekend, right?
It's next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from 9 to 4 each day, I'm sorry. And it's at the Madison Place Conference Center on 13 miles.
Happening in Madison Heights, but Rick, we should mention that your Michigan Toy Soldier and Figure Company is out in Royal Oak.
It's in Royal Oak, right on 11 Mile, and stop in any time and you can see a lot more than what you see here.
You have a really cool job. You really do.
I do. I appreciate it every day.
And we look forward to appreciating it next weekend over at the show. Good to see you, Rick Berry. Thanks for joining us, all right?
Appreciate it.
All right, Dina, back to you.